Okay, so there's been an announcement that the SDK for the DJI Mini 3 and Mini 3 Pro is being released in the second quarter of 2023. That's round about now. So for those of you who don't know what SDK is, simply put, it's a feature that DJI will add into a firmware update that will allow third-party apps to be used with the Mini 3 and the Mini 3 Pro. The same way you can use Litchi or Maven or Rainbow or Dronelink with the Mini 2 right now. That sounds fantastic, right? I agree. It means that I can create a waypoint mission for Lassie and Caledonia so that my comparison videos are much more accurate.
We've had warm nights, we've gone round and round.
It means that those of you who have the Mini 3, you'll get to use Active Track. There'll be waypoint missions, cable cams, geofences, active tracking for everybody, and the world will be beautiful sunlit uplands, right? Well, not quite.
Well, bummer, dude.
I hate to be the voice of pessimism. We're doomed, Captain Mannering. We're doomed. But it's not quite as straightforward as that. Firstly, the SDK is only being released to Android devices. So if you, like me, are an Apple fanboy, your ass is out the window. Now, I know that Litchi was originally only Android, and so the Mini 3 SDK may eventually be developed by Litchi and others for iOS. But when the Mini 2 version for Litchi finally came over to iOS, the Active Track left a lot to be desired.
So let's talk about the glitchiness and why this maybe isn't as usable as we'd like.
So I don't have much confidence that Litchi's iOS version for the Mini 3, when and if it comes, will be much use for me. And that leads me to another thing, and it's a bit of a downer.
Nobody likes a Debbie Downer, okay?
Litchi have said that the current version of their app will not be compatible with the new SDK, and so they'll have to build from scratch a new Litchi app that will allow us to use it with the Mini 3. This could take a long time, and we'll have to buy the new version, and Litchi may even decide that it's just not worth it. As for Maven, well, as far as I'm aware, Michelle has no plans to develop a new Maven app to work with this SDK for the Mini 3. But wait, there's more. There's more. Dronelink are working on the new version, and they'll have it up and running before any of the others. When? Well, we don't know for sure, but hopefully it'll be fairly soon. That's great then. We can just switch from Maven or Litchi to Dronelink, right? Well, no. Once again, if you're an iOS user, your arse is out the window. But for you Android users, aye, you'll be able to use Dronelink, but there are some downsides. Firstly, the RM330 will not be supported, so you'll only be able to use Dronelink with your Mini 3 using the RCN1, or the RC Pro if you're rich enough to have one of those. If you've already got an RCN1, good for you. If you don't, you'll need to buy one. Secondly, there's a cost to buy Dronelink. For the hobbyists, there are a few plans ranging from $25 to $100, but the hobbyist plans are missing a feature, and it's probably the most important feature in my opinion when you're using waypoint missions. This is the feature that allows AGL during the mission. That's terrain following. If you're not sure what I mean by that, I flew a waypoint mission recently with Lassie, my DJI Mini 2. I used Litchi first of all, which allows AGL, and then I used Maven, which did not have AGL. The Litchi mission went very well, and Lassie remained at the same height above the ground for the entire mission. But when I tried the same mission using Maven, as the ground rose, Lassie got closer and closer to the ground, and I had to cancel the mission to prevent her from crashing.
I've gone north, I've gone south, I've gone east, west, inward and out. For me, I know this much is true. There ain't a single direction that don't point to you.
I'll leave a link to those videos at the end of this one. Dronelink's hobbyist plans don't include the AGL feature, For that, you'll need to buy one of the professional plans. The cheapest of those is a subscription-based plan and it costs $20 a month. Sorry, Dronelink, but no thanks. So, I'm sorry to have to be Private Fraser. We're doomed, Captain, again. But I'm just giving you the truth as I see it, and you can always rely on me to do that. If you already have a Mini 3 Pro, you might not have waypoint missions, but you do have active track. And if you want to see me testing that out, you can do it right there.